that would have been more than enough because they were just rampaging through the spawn. As I mentioned, it should have been their sanctuary, their shrine, their safe space. But this
spawn is a temple.
Yeah. We got, you know what they say about temples. You gotta take care of it.
I don't know if that's verbatim, but yes,
non-verbatim,
take care of
but
everything. Yes,
yeah.
Take care of everything, guys. Be very mindful, as the passive mid control is something that RRQ beautifully read. You can already see the R&D that they put, the care they put in this map, how meticulous their approach is. So evident in that pistol round. The question is, can Dubstep get a cheeky kill here? Nope. They throw the utility, try to sell the attention elsewhere. But they haven't really found any control anywhere else. We have a forward position by Borkum here. Problem here with Secret is that they have a longer way to rotate if they decide to commit to this, especially that they don't have the weapons that they would want.
Well, they're about to hit it now, and they have set some crossfires. Spencer's already given themselves some information of what was already to come. Great little flash there from Jesse Vash, but not enough to really rile the rest of RRQ here. Borkum comes in for the swing, but Draxi already very much prepared of what was to come. Dubstep is just gliding right through. Can't find himself any leeway as he gets caught by Draxi there. Very clean. Last time we saw this was literally last game. A flawless round. Not flawless in HP, but flawless on the rest. Not losing anything, so they're going to be able to save these weapons. Use them for the bonus.
You're flawless. And he is stunned. As Azurai not taking that compliment whatsoever.
I didn't hear the compliment, though.
Did you not? Oh, well.
No. I think my earphones messed up a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit. Now we have Secrets trying to still make some sort of garrison. Try to put a little bit of sandbags on their defensive line here. As RRQ, they've been somewhat dissecting this as well as they have. A lot more patience this time. Secret, though, they're not breaking. They're just chilling still. Not giving up any unnecessary space. But you see the defensive line is leaning towards the spawn. Much closer, in fact. Kelly S clears those angles. I like the setup. I think that's Jesse on rafters to go for a quick support ready flash. Or he may be playing bottom box. I think he is. But Dubstep still lying in wait. His timer's ticking down, Azurai. But no contact has been made whatsoever.
They're still very much aware that they have to clear up as much of these angles as they possibly can. Jeremy, I think, might be the weak spot for this particular round for Team Secret. He doesn't really have too much to fight them against with, and if that happens, Spencer could be in a bad spot. They did see the wall now, so as you can see, the rotations from Team Secret aren't really prevalent just yet. He spotted out Rabbit. He needs to hold the fort because, again, the Spencer will be left on an island. 2 versus 1. Still somehow manages to survive, and he is holding on for dear life as he waits for the reinforcements. There is the tripwire right in front of him. Next, he cannot cross just yet. The Spencer is still holding the back side, allowing access to the rest of his teammates. And there you have it. Team Secret just lose 3, but they still take it in the end.
Beautiful play here by Secrets. Although, again, nothing really to look back on. They had a big weapon advantage here. But I like how RRQ is looking at, right? They're looking far more impressive. And again, they've already shown why. It's split. They want to make it their map. They're making a great case for it. And so far, even Secret, they're having a little bit of trouble. Still resorting to those defaults as we mentioned. Really not the team to overcommit to reads and whatnot. They are going to get rid of this bot. So Kelly S isn't so sure if there's somebody playing from ropes. Dubstep's taking quite a bit of damage, but is it safe? At least for the time being. Now RRQ, a compromise has to be made here. They don't have that explosive space taking. They don't have the bot, and they don't have the nade. Has to be a much more meticulous approach. And has to be done quickly. A minute left still. So they have a lot of mid-round to occupy their minds with. They check for ropes. Nobody there. Not at the moment. But Jeremy is already making his way there. At least he marks it. The Prowlers to check for any of the potential lurks. But nope. RRQ, they keep it kosher, they keep it calm, they keep it collected.
And they're about to go for a hit once again to the A site. They've done this before, and they want to do it again. The Prowler spots out Duget, and he has to back away for the moment. The fault line was already expended. Now the Spencer, what does he have in terms of surprise against the opponent? Because now Jeremy's been confuddled. He's going to have to back away here. Has a nice little angle, but still somehow gets hit by the 2 versus 1. Jeremy spotted right there, as the rest of Team Secret will have to go about this 4 versus 4. This is still somehow doable. But these walls, man, they kind of hurt Team Secret just a teeny tiny bit. Wall also dissipates alongside the smoke, which is good. This gives him some open space. Borkum sets up the flash. He's going to be alone on Heaven, but that doesn't matter because now Team Secret is coming in, riling through elbow. Out in the open, Bash does get expended. Borkum holds on just a tiny bit more for the flank. I love the delay setup, but it still does not work out in the end. Oh, Dubstep 23 HP in the chamber. Cannot flick fast enough to deal with Rabbit. And this attacking end from RRQ just absolutely solid, really pinning down Team Secret's defense.
23 like MJ, but that is not the Game 7 against the Cavs for that mid-range, that iconic shot. For all these sports folks out there.
Seconds left.
A lead being built on the attacking side. Not the most common thing on Split, but typically it does take around 6 or 7 rounds for the defense to fully settle, especially if there is an onslaught like this. So time, not the kindest for Secret, but it's also running out. RRQ, I feel like it's already mission complete for them, getting as many rounds as, and as consistently as they've been doing it. Kelly S, 1 away, same as Draxi, just 1 away from their ultimates. Meanwhile, on the side of Secret, they may approach this round a little bit differently. They have a lot of repositioning and a lot of picking power. Dispenser is the perfect complement, or at least the Neural Theft is the perfect complement to whatever they might potentially plan out on this defending side. But a timeout has to be made and choices being mulled over. What options do they have? What clipboards are they going to lay on the table?
Kind of interesting to see the dynamic change, right? It's because of the fact that I think for the most part what we experience as players is on Split, it's so much more defender side because you're just always afraid of the utility that your opponent has. But RQ, they actually revolve around that the mindset, that setup, that ecosystem here specifically on Split, right? Where they still have to deal with TS's utility, but they know the majority of the angles, the places where it's usually set up on. So they've kind of created this dynamic where they just, clear it up. And then once that's done, they have this huge wall that they can use to keep putting the pressure and makes sure that this attacking side is just as pristine as can be. And it works so well from them. Now, Kelly S, he's done the double satchel. He spotted out 1 already. He even uses the showstopper. Doesn't find anything, but you're just making sure that they can find pick after pick. Now, Kelly's just trying to back away. This double heal is also working in the favor of RRQ because if they skirmish and they survive, they can always top up their players back to 100, which is incredible to say at the least because they've been getting this numbers advantage more and more for them. Oh, okay. Dispenser still hits the shot, though. Vash finds 2! Oh, this is absolutely beautiful! Dubstep with the showstopper! And heads have been turned. The spike is hidden behind a wall, and Draxi has to go in on this. Dubstep gets the defuse. We need to see the perspective of Vash. Where the heck did he get those 2 kills with the Sheriff?
I'm glad you pointed that out, especially with Secret and their utility, and it was very evident in that round. Secret is fairly allergic to contact play as a main source of information. You can see how far they hung back here. They're just waiting for anything, literally anything that they can use to, once again, ramp up said utility. With Dubstep, very, very cool. You know what I mean? Very calm. I've said that again. But that composure has been bringing them to much success, stealing RRQ and ruining their economy. It's Draxi and Kelly who are leading the charge, and the main rifles are on them too. So maybe that thieving power is still very present on RRQ's side. The timeouts are coming out very, very early this time around.
Very true. They need to just understand what kind of happened there. And aside from that, I think not really thinking about the last round, moving forward into this one, they also have to be very afraid of the utility that Vash has in store for him. And Jeremy is actually pretty near his own Nightfall. So wherever RRQ does, they need to get a certain pick somewhere so that it's not going to be a 5 versus 5 on the retake. Something to that line as well. As he did mention, it is going to just be the stronger weapons for Draxi and Kelly S. If Rabbit gets a pick, that would allow him use of the res. They do have the Seekers as well. So even though this is somewhat of a broken buy for RRQ, they do have utilities that they can utilize to technically help them snowball into this particular setup here. Now, they really are trying to bully mid as much as they can. They've thrown out the slows. They've thrown out basically everything. But with the Prowler and just a tiny bit of fault line, it does cut off the aggression that we see here from RRQ. Still, somehow, Jeremy gets incapacitated. And that is what they were expecting. That was what they were hoping for. The double swing from both him and Dubstep just kind of falter onto the side. But it seems like they want to utilize what they got already. They're forcing the hand immediately of RRQ. The nade, is it going to be a whoopee and get a takedown, elimination? Looks like not, but at least they do equalize the numbers and don't allow Kelly S the opportunity to get him into that entry fragging role of his.
Here.
The head of the snake, the tip of the spear, the sharp part of the Lego, whatever you want to call it, has been removed. Dubstep tries to fall back here. Does get one for himself and for his team. Borkum now traps Rabbit here. Rabbit does trap himself. Doesn't take damage from that aftershock. But it seems that he still wants to fight. He knows that all he can really do is to enforce a bit of a penalty on their eco, or force to try and take that spike away. But Jesse, oh so Jesse, so clean. 3-3 now, off that stifled by RRQ, feeling a little sour from that one. A little more stability being shown in their arsenal, in their armory.
30 seconds.
I'm just really curious what they want to do now on this attack where maybe morale's been somewhat broken because of that sneaky diffuse. Maybe whatever they're doing has been put to a halt. Who knows?
I think it is also the adjustment of teams. You get to just use more of their utilities very earlier on. They're not waiting for... Yeah, like that. They're not waiting for any more noise from RRQ. They haven't given them much leeway anymore in these past couple of rounds. They've been using a lot more just to kind of push them back. But RRQ, very resilient. As you can see from Kelly S, everything thrown in his general direction, he's kind of just shrugged off. He's just been trying to create as much control as can be. Now, there's also a little bit of an adjustment here from the setups from Dispenser specifically. As you see with the tripwires, he's actually put it now on ropes and just on A main. That does free up some space for the rest of Team Secret to go elsewhere, like Jeremy playing now on B Heaven. Dubstep, he's heard the utility, will spot out Nexi and not just get phased by it. He's already spotted out the rest of the brunt of RRQ, but he's still challenging. Will lose to Kelly S, and this might be bad because, again, Dispenser left on an island. Jeremy somehow was able to wrap around all the way through here. Goes through the smoke, shoot it. His teammate is low to get. But again, Dispenser will have to play about this. They're all coming in. The ultimate from Borkum maybe just delayed them just a tiny bit, but Dispenser really can't find the shots right now, and somehow RRQ managed to still have the numbers advantage, plant the spike, and Vash and Borkum will have to go about this a little bit of whack-a-mole style as they need to check every single corner. The cheekiness of RRQ is very much subtle and everything, and Borkum gets shut down. It's all down to Vash once more. One underneath, two into the corner. He drops down for the swing. Perfectly executed. He does for the fault line. Spots out one, but Tuge was free to shoot him down. And RRQ coming for the swing. This is not looking too good for Team Secret's A site.
And pardon us, guys. Maybe we're kind of analysis dumping on you. Wait a minute. Aren't we supposed to do that anyway? Why am I apologizing for this?
We're kind of nerding out a bit too much.
Yeah, but no. See, that's the thing, right? Like we mentioned, Secret, I think that's where one of their very, very small cracks are. The moment they try to go for, or at least they're so allergic to using, once again, contact play as the main weapon. And we can see why. RRQ, I feel like they're just really waiting for Secret to be as proactive. They did find some early success. But the mid round did go in the way of RRQ. But Borkum's like, you know what? I'm kind of tired of this. I am just going to go ham. The counter paranoia is there, so they don't fully clear him out. That's a lot of guns already very tempting for them to take. They do provide a little bit of suppressive and covering fire here towards Ramen. But look at that. They do pop the showstopper just for that extra space. Do they retrieve the rifles? Yes, they do. Borkum still on that Spectre, and Jeremy, no problem with putting one in the chest for Nexi. 12 gauge buckshot. Dispenser. Ooh, he gets one. It's potentially enough. Trapped is Tuge. But he does have a bit of utility to work with. Not much if he's alone. Information has to be key here, but I think he must have found the most divine timing here. This could be the work. Oh my goodness. And now it's secret to be put on a blender, Aserai. Everything is isolated now. If Borkum falls, and that he doesn't, that could have been a disaster. But you cannot
that from
outsmart.
Tuge. He faked the drop. Right? You saw how he 180'd the jump and then popped the shot? Usually when you drop onto the side,
He got the sauce.
yeah, he got the nice movement. He got the bait. That actually would have almost taken down Borkum, but how do I say this? It was still somehow readable for Team Secret, because if he didn't drop onto the side and started planting, right? He either went back on mid where they had vision on, or was already at their own spawn. So I think that's why Borkum was just running. I think the only difference now was he just didn't know the correct timing as to when to get what's going to be coming out of there from. In any case, they're throwing basically everything they have, but Team Secret is doing the same thing. Bash is lining up for the ace, but Dubstep, why are you my teammate? Gets the 4K kill secure for the last one. Oh, Bash just was about to get the ace, but you know what? Again, that's how teammates do. They got each other's backs, even though you can't get an ace.
This is a nice spot.
Damn. Jesse just lined everybody up there. And, okay, let's just be real here. It's an eco, guys. But landing the shots, it's the same thing. You know what I mean?
So you're saying that Bash is the eco demon fragger?
I'm saying is that eco or not, light buy or full buy, you land the shots, son.
Okay, yeah.
Game recognized game.
Game recognized game.
Okay. But in any case,
well, for that round, that
match,
game's over.
Oh yeah. This match has been so entertaining. It's been a true back and forth. It's been a chess match, really. And it's been really equal. And as equal as it can get, Rabbit does not want Kelly S to not have a second crack at it.
Well, Paulie want a cracker.
I want biscuits.
Yeah.
Is it obvious that we haven't gotten our lunch yet? But yes, guys, just a quick little reminder. It is still a default play here going for RRQ. It was pretty aggressive towards mid, but so far, Secret, they've given it up. Somewhat receded. Dubstep gets a quick kill on Draxi. But now that's allowing Tuge to pop the Seekers fairly free. And it's a 4v3. Can Jesse do it again? No, as Kelly S does not allow it. And Nexi's completely prowled upon. Tries to exit. Tries to make his way to his team. Does he know there's a dispenser here to try and intercept him? Oh, but dispenser has been discovered. Kelly S. He gets both on one single spray down. Huh, that... I thought I missed the frag there, yeah.
I was wondering where Jeremy was. That might have been like a 1vx situation, 1v4, but he kind of lined up beautifully there. Okay, I think we're gonna see it. I thought that was gonna be a double kill for Dubstep, to be honest. Ah, yes. The no lineup.
That's heckin' amazing.
You don't think it's gonna line up, but when it does, ah, yes, lovely.
5-5, Aserai. 5-5. Tug of war. Pretty equal on both sides, really. And a mid, something that is akin to what we've seen in the previous rounds, or not at all, in fact. As both sides very aggressive towards their Seeker. They try to go for, yet again, a proactive approach. Forever meld, or rather forever changing, never brittle is their playstyle. But Kelly S snuck his way towards the mail room. Maybe bills to sort, maybe letters to read. Who knows? Dubstep is here. He does have a bot. Timing could be unfortunate for him, potentially, but he has no idea Kelly S is here. He literally has no idea Kelly is here. Oh, ooh, now he's gonna have a good shot at Kelly. Oh my dear. As Rabbit still trying to hold down the line here from Garage. Are they gonna force this out? There's just so much utility that everybody's throwing at each other, and it's devolved into a brawl. Reducing the numbers again as Jesse Vash. You know, Raf, yeah, I fragged on Nico. But what if I do it on a gun round?
Last round in the half.
Well, I mean, he got the mail buff. You know, he came through mail. He has the Titan mail. He has the mail buff. He's read his letters.
Really gelling all those sentences together, are you, Asrai?
Yes, this should do.
Well, yeah,
this is a nice
exactly.
Should have I bought the Titan mail? Jesse is making a strong case.
No. He has access to the goods, all right? But no. As your friend, as your co-caster, I please beseech you not to buy the Titan mail.
But I like it. It's a mace. As Dubstep would love to avoid getting pepper sprayed right here. Does have the comb equipped. So maybe melee combat against an axe might not be the most ideal thing for him. Now RRQ, they are going back to what's been working, which has been invading mid. Jesse Vash, who's been absolutely on fire this game, sets to also burn RRQ. Prowler does get set up for Jeremy, but Rabbit, like a thief in the night, sneakily ends Borkum. Jeremy has to hold the line here. No more utility and no more lives for him. The Rolling Thunder is gonna catch nobody! As Nexi with a beautiful movement. Suddenly all these shots are not landing. The neural theft is there. That's going to give them a little bit of a reprieve. Knowing that most of the site, or most of the players are stacked up towards site. But there's still this mystery player. Who is it? Where is he? Tuge might be asking all the right questions. The Spencer pulls the attention. But the duel does not go in the way of Dubstep. 6-6. And now we are finally at halftime.
What a bait and switch from RRQ. If it don't work, go the other route. Find a detour. And they found themselves all the way through the A site where Borkum was just all by his lonesome. Jeremy spotted so quickly. I thought he would actually have gotten maybe Kelly S there. And yeah, all these missed shots from Dispenser definitely hurt the case for Team Secret to even have a shot at just winning that round. Maybe? I mean, he did some damage, but he could have gotten 2 kills there, Raph. He could have gotten 2 kills. Maybe even the stop on the defuse. Or, excuse me, not the defuse, but the plant on the spike. Yeah, that's a tough one. But, yeah, it's still 6-6.
A lot of speculation still being cooked up here for really everywhere. For us as the casters, on the analyst desk, and for the players especially. I feel like this is the first time we've seen Jeremy underperform. My memory could be fuzzy, but so far, RRQ have been doing such a great job of isolating him, not allowing him to be the wonder support that he has been, especially on Split. And this game plan to somewhat create a weakness in the chain has been effective. Now they are on the defensive side. Secret have to be as savvy as they can be. We know how shaky offense can be on this map. Except for a very few select teams, I would say.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But maybe it is going to change the dynamic. We have mentioned in the past that there are those instances, there are those teams that can really manipulate, I think, specific maps, especially like Split, to turn into a more attacker-sided situation, you know, for them. And RRQ definitely has to be one of those. I feel like Team Secret is also one of those. Maybe Oasis as well. So basically all the top 3 teams that we have right now can make Split into an attacker-sided endeavor.
You mean the best teams are very good? That's crazy.
Wow, amazing.
That's crazy.
That is just top tier analysis right there. That's why we get paid. to cast.
VCT official.
Yeah, exactly. Rabbit.
Oh dear.
All right, he's already felt it. Dubstep can't break it in time, and oh, Rabbit actually committing him to go full util. So double slow and the wall. And he's waiting for that interaction against Dubstep, but with a classic at this range, it might not be as good. So he's waiting for them to get closer and closer. And to get on the other side, or rather, excuse me, Draxi on the other side, is waiting for the swing with his paranoia. Timing needs to be perfect. Goes for the peek. No one's right there to go for the swing, and Rabbit takes some damage. As the rest of Team Secret are now looking to rile themselves in to the B site. They still have the dog, they still have the boombot. Have they cleared up the rest of the site now? Spotted out one already. Dubstep does not want to throw the nade, but he knows that Draxi is just stuck inside that box, in that cube. There's no chance for him to get out of this. And as Rabbit tries to just go past the boombot and get the one-up against Dubstep, it does absolutely nothing. And an almost flawless round for Team Secret as they just slow push it on the offense.
Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Secret. Very, very refined and very sharp approach now, Asaray. Potentially a swing for them. I think it's so hard to call now because RRQ, they've been pretty creative with the stuff that they've been doing on this map specifically. Despite Secret adjusting. Questions to be asked, questions to be answered as the story unravels before our very eyes. The male pushes there. Wow, Dubstep, he doesn't care. He just walks in. Jeremy. He's like, you know what? Maybe I didn't get enough frags that half. Time to change it. Turns up the heat, turns up the volume, turns up the knob to 11 now. And look at this, he's still going for it. Building up an economy and some ult orbs for himself.
Sheesh.
How did Borkum get that?
Nexi
Borkum
tries to re-challenge.
Yeah. Well, good eye. Good eye.
You call it eye or face? I feel like you can call maybe the Haunt a Gengar.
Kill everyone, and our job gets
A what?
What do you think? Gengar.
What about Gengar?
Have you never used Fade before?
Oh, yeah, the spooky balloon?
Yeah.
I just like calling it the spooky yeah, but like...
Spooky
I guess,
balloon. That's like for...
I think it's more like a Haunter, though, because it has no legs.
Ah, that's true. That's true. Actually, you're right. Haunter. Actually, is
or maybe
much
a
more
Ghastly
accurate.
even, because like Ghastly's round.
But True, but there is like that eyebrow thing that the Haunt has. Makes him look like more of a Haunter.
What if Ghastly just decided today I grow a set of eyebrows?
Then he's Haunter.
Bring them down.
No.
Actually, he doesn't have any hands. Right. You're right.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's more of a Ghastly.
Dang it. Okay.
Oh, man.
All right.
So enriching this cast always is. We go from movies to series to potentially books. Literally
Other titles that's not owned by Riot. Yeah. You know what it is.
Well, that is.
I'm sorry. The only game I actually think about, the only game that I think it is a game is Valorant, League of Legends, Wild Rift, Legends of Frontera, the upcoming fighting game for Riot.
We should definitely play that. But like I said,
for sure.
The non-Riot games potentially is a road not taken for quite a number of people. The Road Not Taken is a book, or is a poem by Robert Frost. Do read it. Enrich yourselves. As we go to Dubstep here. Going for some ropes control here, and Draxi does find a creeping Vash here. Dispenser does get taken down. The trade's equal still across the board. So sneaky Dubstep, who did try to go for ropes, sells it very, very well. Like an infomercial. Very convincing. Today I will go to ropes, but no, I will wrap around. Call now, and you get a frag for free. We do have 2 more players towards heaven, and Kelly S. I'm not entirely sure if he has enough health to really deal with the crossfire of this nature. Next, he has to capitalize, though, on the sacrifice. A very altruistic sacrifice, potentially. But they don't double up. They go for the opposite sides of the pillar here. And now they decide to peek one. Did they peek twice? Borkum not really going for that direct contact pass, right? But Dubstep is here again. Subterfuge has been the name of the game for him. And it's been working out so well. Considering that he has such a loud kit. Knife him! Well, no, he didn't. Okay. I got a little too passionate there.
Dude, I love Dubstep's play on that. Like, he didn't chase for the kill. He knew that he got the person that wasn't planting the spike, so he just backed away, waiting for Nexi to get even deeper into that. And because he threw the nade, that just delayed Nexi's ability to even just touch the spike. I mean, he could have touched the spike, but he would have died to the paint shells, which wouldn't have painted a pretty picture for RRQ here. And we got the reverse nice. It's the 9-6, Raf.
Right there. Right there.
I'm not acknowledging that.
All right,
As we see the Doom Roomba try to clean up whoever is hanging out towards ropes, towards elevator. Now we have Dubstep trying to replicate the success, but this time around, guns out, suppressors off. Despite having the recon on that thing. A more direct approach towards A?
Probably. Ain't no thing like a chicken wing.
I'm hungry.
I'm also hunger.
E.
All right, let's see if Team Secret's gonna yeet it fast enough onto the A site. Ooh, Dispenser. You kind of bumped legs with me, brother, but it's all good. Able to find another one in the end, but
Spike down.
the most important player of the day, Jesse Vash's way, has dropped the spike, and Borkham can't pick it up. The nade's being thrown. They're gonna try to at least recuperate the weapons here, and RRQ waterfall in. To be able to at least pick up all these really nice weaponries in hand, but somehow Team Secret has managed to get through the smokes, through the utility.
Oh, wow.
They salvaged the situation. That was hella awkward, but you know what? They were expecting there was a lot more on the site than there really was, so yeah. There you go.
Now it seems that a conundrum has arisen for RRQ in that this defensive side hasn't been so kind. It hasn't been so generous towards them. Team Secret, they will just let the sin flow and let it take it, rather let themselves take it. And the first pause, or at least the only pause we're going to see for RRQ this half, once again, very timely. What do we have to adjust? That's always the question, guys. It's always constantly shifting, a lot of adaptation. If we look at the frag distribution, though, I mean, it's so hard to tell, right? Because there's just so much utility shuffle here that it's almost guaranteed that someone's going to die without getting contact first, getting an assist. Especially in a map that's super claustrophobic like Split.
And I think Team Secret have kind of dealt with the issue of, let's say, the not overperformance of Jeremy right now. He's not able to hit the shots. He's not able to win the duels. He's gotten, a couple of kills at the start of the second half, but I think that's the biggest thing that Team Secret have really kind of backed up on, the switch to the second half, so that they don't really have to put Jeremy in a point where he has to 1vx certain players of RRQ as they're rushing into the site, right? Because the dynamic has changed. You can see the Dubstep is the one really going in ham into these specific angles. And because of that, it really has, I think, at least alleviated the pressure off of Jeremy's. That's why he's using his utilities a lot better. He's able to get those good map controls, and really has helped them out in that particular aspect. Now, Dubstep, once again, has access to the showstopper. This is going to be worrisome, because if they can't stop him, he might be able to just get the free kill or maybe even the multi. They don't really explode just yet, because I think they are very much aware that RRQ want to go for the punish, or RRQ themselves want to go for this punish. This is going to be a peek out. They see the double up. They're trying to use all of their utilities, and Draxi somehow still manages. This is absolutely perfect. They were about to go for the swing, the explosion to come through. But somehow RRQ manages. Spencer, he doesn't know someone was going to come right behind him, and as soon as I mentioned it, Jeremy, all by his lonesome, newest member of Team Secret, can he go above and beyond? 1 versus 4. He still does have some time. He does have the spike, but does he have the bravado, Raph, to start pushing in and winning these duels? 15 seconds. He's going to have to either run or save. Can't be both. Seeing Rabbit already. I think he's just going to forfeit the round now and just Look to save this one for the next. Is he gonna find a fight here? I think everybody just wants to save, right? Nobody's even lurking to go for the flank against them. Yeah. All right, there you go.
This round certainly was not ambiguous anymore as soon as we saw so many members on Secret fall like that. RRQ, they seem to have restored that acumen, that mid-round acumen. They've been doing very, very well now. Maybe things might have to slow down for Secret here. The quick play has been working, but this could potentially be the doorstop. Okay, guys, back to the drawing board. Let's see what we can cook up next.
I will find you.
Potentially, RRQ could anticipate this and play a little more passive. No, instead they go for orb control towards A. They could potentially melt this wall. The flash does come, but Dubstep has found some safety here. A crossfire has been made, either intentional or not. Either way, it's present. Hell yes. Laying the ramp position, maybe prepping for a jump. That nade is not going to hurt anybody as Dubstep quick on his feet and quick on the satchel. He hears it. I think Kelly S thought that was a crossback. Now he's giving up heaven. He's giving up ramp totally. But Secret, they also go away. At least the majority of their forces are leaning towards B now. RQ still have a very good hold of this situation. They have all the utility in the world to do this. Borkum does have that from the shadows if in any case that this goes worse. Now Jeremy, they would have loved to have that Nightfall. That's also a byproduct of him usually fragging out. They have that in spades. They have that in such a high frequency. But this time around, Secret, they have been performing as well as they have. Borkum turns his back. Oh my goodness. Do they know? What? Yes, they do, but Borkum, he cuts up the rotation. Tuga gets back. He gets sent back to the soil. RQ's Nexi has been absolutely... well, my goodness. He gets cut down. It could have been a hero play. It could have been something. But as Asarai would love to say, almost is never enough. He almost knew what the clutch was. But that... not it, Chief. Not yet.
It's never say never. But yeah, let's get back into that play. That was so smooth. I thought Dubstep, or excuse me, Borkum was going to be in trouble there because he was going to go into a pinch against the defenders. But you totally forget about how, wait, there's like 3 more people coming through B Heaven that has already gotten through the site because of this one-man army Borkum play. It was so good. Now, they're just gonna straight up rampage through B side because they know that there's not really any weapons that RRQ can really utilize to really fight against this. Maybe they do have the rifles, but at least in terms of position, it's not enough. Dubstep now just coming back just a teeny tiny bit. Borkum has activated his ultimate now, and Dispenser and his teammate have gotten the A site. This has completely gone over the heads of RRQ, and Dubstep is holding the angle to flash. No dogs come through, and Dubstep, this should be his final demise, but he still finds the one shot, one kill. No luck, all skill. As the 2 versus 2 come into play. Kelly S wraps around into ropes. One right on top. Does he find Dispenser? Yes, he does. It's down to Borkum. Does he have his watch on? Oh, this is going to be so close! But the boom bot just swings him, embraces him, and explodes right in his face to clutch for RRQ, to give them more time to retaliate against Team Secret.
Time is of the essence. As the credits, they were dwindling outside. This is going to be the safety net that they desperately needed. They still are suffering from somewhat of a stifled bias. Draxi, he might just have to settle for light armor and a Guardian. Actually, no, he just has barely enough, but I don't think he can top up on his utility. Dubstep, despite getting bit by the Trailblazer there, had enough. Had enough. Secret, they've been stringing rounds along, they've had some spikes. Spikes planted, so they're not gonna be in any money trouble anytime soon. 2 rounds away, they have to keep themselves cool here, otherwise an overheat could happen. And RRQ, you know how they are. Their potential to punish and strike down, or rather to strike while the metal is hot. A lot of utility already, Asarai. Default wall being placed down by Rabbit just to hold it down, just to delay just a tiny bit, just a little more. And we see RRQ, they don't overreact. They still leave a lot of ramp control towards A. As Dispenser's been making himself at home there. He's been doing so much mental damage here that RRQ, the rotations are going to be ever so slightly delayed. If they get this information, the moment that attacker tripwire is gone, they're going to pounce. And right there, right on cue, they even drop the Rolling Thunder, but Dubstep can't find the jump. He only has one satchel. Now that's not going to pull attention away, at least any of the angles, but it doesn't matter. Dispenser gets it. The fights are not going in the way of Secret. RRQ, they're tearing them apart. Jesse gets one, but we're down to just him. And now he does throw out the utility. Not for too long though, as RRQ, they stay alive yet again.
Next, he just shuts him down as soon as he tried to capitalize on that fault line, giving him some space. They trip up. I honestly thought the Kelly S was going to do more coming in through that position if he is on B stairs, but he just repositions with the group, and somehow it does work as, again, even though they trudge towards B site, right, through B heavens, it still isn't really enough because RRQ were very much okay, excuse me, with them getting that control because they had so much freedom to just double up somewhere at the back of the site, and even on B main, as you saw, because Team Secret was just full committed to pushing heavens in that particular round.
And a timeout from Secret, halting the bleeding, trying to put a little bit of a bandage on that, or what do you call those? Man, I wish I was more well versed in medicine.
Gauze?
Gauze, aside from gauze, there's something else. It's not plaster. That's for another day. But either way, this is a disease, a symptom that Secret have to assess very, very quickly. Otherwise, RRQ could steal this away. Half armor on most of the players. Jeremy settling for a Sheriff. Jesse has an additional buy, so he has the leeway, the allowance to have a Vandal here while the rest of his team kind of going the more frugal route. Secret still trying to crawl up heaven here. Rabbit, who's been going and relying on that default wall, does it again, backs out immediately, and Kelly S buys him a little more space. That should flush out anybody who tried to stay in male, at least for the time being. And the lurk, they still try to establish it here on Dispenser, but Jeremy has to lead the charge. He does have the Haunt available and does have that Nightfall, so this could be crucial. This could be the crux of all RRQ's problems if they go for that set play. Like I said, frugality might be number one here, as I just want to do damage. And Dispenser nearly does that, but Kelly S, a little too smooth and a little too swift.
Oh, Drax is going to be here for the Paranoia swing. This is going to be perfect, but the Haunt does flush him back. Dubstep, what a speed demon, the Ferrari peak, but again, this is just too much for them to handle. Still, somehow, Vash and teammate Jeremy were making some strides. That pea shooter of a Spectre can't really do too much. Runs out of bullets too often. Borkham just cannot find the space, and the penetration through the box just really not helping him out there. This was... I thought the Dispenser had a shot there to actually go with. If he got Kelly S, that would have been monumental for Team Secret. Unfortunately, does not. There was just too much. The whole zoo unleashed just to quell Dispenser as he was getting that A Heaven control.
The severity of the situation is something that RRQ want to make worse. Secret, they are on their backs here. This is the last buy they're going to have in regulation, potentially. If they drop this round, and if RRQ tie this up, it's a completely different story for RRQ now. They've gone on the rise. These last few rounds have been very, very clean from them. The spike has not been invested anywhere. And they're just trying to look for picks here, Astrai. But how passive RRQ has been, really not allowed any mistake to go through now.
Dubstep using about half of his clip, check if there was anything there in terms of maybe the tripwire or something. Do they have explosiveness to utilize here? They do have the Nightfall from Jeremy. Dubstep now clears it up with his teammate's utility. They immediately use it, and he finds Kelly S, explodes right in the face, excuse me, but actually goes back into the kill bowl where Kelly S already threw his paint shells. This is absolutely perfect. It's still a 4 versus 4. Nexi gets dropped on. Jeremy spotted. Draxi The trades are coming in from both sides.
Whoa.
It's very neck and neck. Oh, that is very close. They really are playing this quite out in the open. Bash gets the pick off, and Rabbit spotted by the tripwire, trying to wrap around, trying to see where the last player now stands. It's all one right in front of him. And Borkham and Spencer double up, and Team Secret are able to get through. I thought that was an equal trade, but somehow they even got at least more than the one. And this allowed Jesse Bash to place himself just in the nook of that top ramp and get that one pick, which I think was incredibly crucial here for the rest of Team Secret.
30 seconds left.
As you mentioned, they are also
30
doing
seconds left.
a great job of doing a Tom Nook impression, collecting all their taxes now. Hey guys, pay up. Those round leads, they're suddenly getting that much more irritating on the side of Secret. But they cannot rest on their laurels yet. This is just one slip away from overtime. In RRQ, they are known to be as devilish can be on split. This time around, they want to change the tempo. They want to change the pace. The anticipation on Secret is absolutely fantastic. Rabbit has to heal himself, so the longevity on this team is going to be delayed for the duration of that cooldown. Do they clear Rogues? But it's Kellyes who actually gives that up. Still, the fight for heaven, either way, B or A, is going to be that much more troublesome. Duga and Rabbit, they have to make most, or at least they have to make do with the Spectres they have in hand, Aster. I'm not too sure how this is going to bide for them.
Oh, this timing for Borkham might be so perfect. He just misses Tuge by just a fraction there, Raph. Rabbit, if he survives, this is going to be perfect because he does have that resurrection for him. I think they know that that is the case.
Oh.
But you did mention how it is very imperative that they do use the Spectres to full use, and that's why they're looking for close quarter crossfires. This is what they're looking for. But again, Team Secret also a tight-knit group, able to play in together as tight-knit as need be. Rabbit as well as Next have doubled up. They cannot overwhelm Bash enough, and the trade comes in swift. Team Secret win the series, and they push RRQ to fight Oasis in the next one.
There are no new kings.